Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. So here we are with the key item we got last time, the Despairing Psyche, a fragment of a soul trapped in Dynamis. It is brimming with despair and most assuredly once belonged to the Shadow Lord. Okay, whatever. So now we gotta talk with Duke Alices again, I suppose. Calmwind, the Destiny Destroyers told me what happened during the battle. I thought that the instability between Valhalla and Vana'diel would dampen the trader's magic. However, it appears I was mistaken. They mentioned that the trader boasted of drawing upon the endless magical energies of the astral plane. Even still, the ability to call forth a projection of chaos itself. During an ancient battle in Valhalla, our forces suffered a crippling defeat when we fell victim to such illusions. However, even then, they did not use projections of chaos against us. Perhaps they were hiding this technique until they faced the weapon bearer destined to bring about their doom. Either way, our priority is to first take down the self-proclaimed leader of this rebel army, the Maelstrom mage, Gorezu Hurezu. It may be true, but how? He keeps hiding behind those illusions of his. Do not forget your true purpose. The Destiny Destroyers must serve as a decoy and engage the Chaos illusions in order to buy time. You're just sending us straight to our doom. Actually, in terms of buying us time, the Shadow Lord did come to our rescue. The Shadow Lord was originally a Galka. The Galka and Odin have been connected for 5,000 years. During the battle 20 years ago, it was Lord Odin who ordered the demons to serve the Shadow Lord. After his death, the Shadow Lord's soul was summoned to Valhalla. However, since it was split in two, he instead fell into a deep slumber. Split in two? He would not fare quite so well, but the Shadow Lord was able to stay true to himself. Now, with Valhalla awash in the chaos of war, Lord Odin needed a soul that would not betray him. Lord Odin awakened the soul of the Shadow Lord and ordered him to journey to Vana'diel. Essentially, he is being forced to risk his soul to save his former enemy. Fate can often be the most cruel of concepts. No, there may be more to this. Perhaps the reason this Despairing Psyche was left behind is Dynamis? There's something I must investigate. I shall handle it myself. Meanwhile, there's something that only the Destiny Destroyers can do. No problem, leave it to us. Oh. I guess maybe we didn't finish the last quest. Okay, so we'll zone real quick and zone back, and then we should be able to start this party. Yeah, I've got family coming in the next couple of days. I got my Christmas tree. I got my Christmas tree out of the attic. We've had a fake Christmas tree around here for years, I suppose. We used to get natural ones, but my pop's health declined. My mom, back when she was alive, decided, fake tree was the way to go. Easier than going out to a farm and cutting one down, paying for it, bringing it home each year. I examined the Despairing Psyche that the Shadow Lord left behind, just as I expected. It comes from Dynamis. Yes, the shrouded land of Dynamis, the dream world created by the terrestrial avatar Diabolos in the name of salvation. The place that serves as the boundary between dreams and reality. Calmwind, you must take this and journey to Dynamis. Look, it's Raybram. But like a ghost. Galmwind, it's good to see you again. Were you surprised? I certainly was. I was summoned by the voice of Odin. When I came to, I found myself like this. That's right. I am Ralgrim, also known as the Shadow Lord. Essentially, half of my soul was reincarnated in Valhalla. The task that Odin entrusted me with is done. Now the time has come for me to depart Vana'diel. Calmland, I must thank you for constantly helping me. I am happy I was able to return the favor at least this once. This is a world of dreams, however, so my true body is still battling against chaos and castles of all. It is only a matter of time before the Shadow Lord part of me exhausts all the last of its strength and I meet my end. Before that happens, there's a tale I wish to share with you, Calmwind. However, it is not I before you now that knows this tale, but rather the other half of my fractured soul. The piece of my soul lies trapped deep within this land. Furthermore, there are also multiple shards of my soul that are scattered at the moment it was cleaved in two. One of them is the despairing psyche that you carry with you now. There are 4 more that need to be found. Please hurry. Gather the shards of my soul and then head deep within this land. Okay. No biggie. Okay, so now we got to go into Dynamic Board. Yeah. Before my family gets here, I gotta clean my room, clean other parts of the house, maybe hang the stockings. And you know, last time I'm still kind of miffed. Like, I can't believe with my fucking relic greatsword I wasn't able to fucking kill that thing, and I just like go in with Savage Blade, and it's like, oh, 4 Savage Blades later, and you win. Yay! We don't need a serious trust layout because we're not really here to fight. All we gotta do is go around and it says, let's see, northwest section of I-9. Of course, I probably need, not need, but we don't want to be fighting even a bunch of weaklings, so. Yeah, it's actually kind of fun to farm in here. It's really easy to farm the pop sets for Archdynamics Lord. And then, I currently need Mighty Strikes in order to kill him before he splits. But, oh, excuse me. It's a guaranteed Umbral Marrow every time I kill him, which I probably might do to earn Gil. I don't think it's the best or fastest way to earn Gil that's around, but surrounded by demons and flat. Okay, so we've got to walk around and get these twinkling presences. Probably gonna take aggro most of the time when we do, because demons are sight. But these are all like, I guess maybe level 80 demons or something. Dynamic Dark Bard was level 75 content, so there are not challenges. Just annoying, wasting some time, really. Also, it's kind of sad we're at maximum sparks because of all the ambuscade campaigns giving every day, the 10 ambuscades that you have to do, they give 1,500 sparks per daily. And so, like, in addition to the other stuff we do that gets us sparks, like, we've been getting, like, 30,000 sparks a day or something. And so, like, I spent all my sparks at the beginning of the week, and now, like, I can't spend anymore, and so I just get to watch them go to waste. Okay, so it says east side of H7. On the top of the right cliff, you can see when you're walking up the ramp. Okay, so it's like some weird. Most of it's in the north, like we were gonna go to Eula Grand Range, but some of it's in the south. We'll get the north ones first. We'll just follow this BG Wiki listing. I don't think we need to worry about getting the time extensions. We're just not going to be in here very long. Yeah, I definitely should have... That first warrior fight with Chaos last time, I should have opened with Scourge instead of closing with Scourge like I did, I think. I have to rewatch the video. But... Man, did we actually get away? Pretty cool if we actually got away. Of course, we'll need our... Okay, we've got our invisible ring, so... We'll need that in a minute, because we're out of prison powder now. And it says north middle of F7, above where the zone to Eula Grand Range is in Zarkabard. Regular Zarkabard, that is. So, I tell you, like, I'm glad the Nagling exists, because for the jobs that can wield it, it's really good, right? Like, for Red Mage, Thief, Paladin, Dark Knight, Beastmaster, Bard, Ranger, Ninja, like, all of it, like, every job benefits from it that's on it. But I also just fucking hate how strong Savage Blade is. And, I don't want them to nerf either. I would just really like it if they would bring other weapon skills up to speed. Like, I don't think they've ever buffed Resolution. So Resolution is just sitting back there like, I'm really strong, but everything else is buffed. Right? Like, I know they altered Scourge, because Scourge used to have, like, agility charisma modifiers or whatever, supposedly. So I know that's changed. Like, it's now 40% strength, 40% vitality. But yeah, I wish that Resolution would be given like an attack bonus or like a higher FTP value. It wouldn't even have to get that much more for it to be just completely absurd. Like, they could just like add 0.5 FTP to whatever its FPT is right now, and it would become like a 7.5 FTP attack. But unfortunately, I don't think there's really going to be any changes made to 11 at this point. The new producer that took over last year, like the beginning of this year, whatever it was, Fujito, he said the game is in maintenance mode, And like, I don't think anything they're doing is really bringing in a lot of new players. Like, I know there's a bunch of new players thanks to like Mr. Happy's event and due to the Final Fantasy 14 announcement, but there's no telling how long any of them are going to actually stick with the game and or care about, you know, minor changes like which weapon skills are the best. But I don't think they're enough that Square's gonna like do active development and like really rebalance anything at all. I would really love it if there were more weapon skills that were competitive with Savage Blade. Recently, actually, I was trying out my Kadja Chopper Great Axe, and on Warrior, it makes Steel Cyclone into quite a competitor. The only thing that's wrong with it is Steel Cyclone is a single hit and therefore misses a lot, 5% of the time. Alright. So that should be all the Psyches. So now we have to just go to where you would actually spawn the Dynamis Lord normally. I don't know where my Tengu Shawl is. I hope my Tengu Shawl is in my Sacker case. It's a cape we got from that one Voracious Resurgence mission that lets you do sneak and invisible once every hour for like a 10-minute timer, both at the same time or something. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, I would just... There's been so many times where like I have these other weapons that I really like using and they feel like they should be really good, and they are usually. But then it's just like, well, if I just went ahead and used Savage Blade, I'd be doing more raw damage. And it's like, it's always true. It's always true. If I just use Savage Blade, it's more raw damage. Like, the closest weapon skills like that come close to it for like each weapon type, I can like list them out. Like hand to hand has like Howling Fist, Victory Smite, and that's pretty much it. For what comes close to like Savage Blade power levels. Dagger's got Rudra Storm, Mercy Stroke. Although honestly, Mercy Stroke probably doesn't come close without Sneak Attack or a forced crit of some sort. Mandalic Stab is pretty good at high TP, so I guess I'd say that's like within the realm, but it's definitely weaker than Savage Blade still. Let's see. Other sword weapon skills that are like nearly as good as Savage Blade would be Blue's mythic weapon skill, Expiation. It's pretty much like if you had a sword like the Tizona buffs it, or like if there were another sword that's like the Nageling, but like specifically would buff Expiation, it'd basically be just as strong as Savage Blade. I know Shantucine could do pretty dang good with the proper set and buffs, but because it's multi-hit and requires crits, it's going to have a lot more variation. That's not really in the same realm, I feel. Greatsword. Greatsword doesn't really have... Well, okay, I won't say that. The Prime weapon skills, I guess, count, even though they're not really readily accessible. So the Helheim at stage 4 and 5, it gets access to a weapon skill that looks exactly like Scourge, but it's called Fimbul Vetter, and apparently it does like ridiculous damage. So that it's like better than Savage Blade. But as like general purpose greatsword weapon skills, it's like, I guess the Empyrean greatsword weapon skill that Dark Knight and Paladin only can use Tor Cleaver. It's within the realm of Savage Blade. And then I guess Resolution is like within the realm of Savage Blade, but you really got to be buffed out for it to perform as well. And it's still a bit weaker. Axe is actually interesting. The Axe weapon skill Calamity is actually more damage than Savage Blade, but its skill chain properties are vastly inferior. And then Mistral Axe is also within the realm of Savage Blade, just a little bit weaker. But the interesting thing about Mistral Axe is its fusion property, and fusion property only. And it can also be done from 15 yalms away, so it's like impossible to screw up. Scythe, I guess Quietus, and Origin from the Prime Scythe, and Cross Reaper, yeah. Those are the ones that would be in the realm of Savage Blade, but I think they're all actually probably weaker than Savage Blade. Polearm, Scott, Impulse Drive, particularly with the Shining one. Fully Merited Stardiver is probably pretty good. And then Camlin's Torment. I think it... Oh, no. At high TV values, it just ignores defense. So basically, Impulse Drive and Fully Merited Stardiver are within the realm, but they're both still slightly weaker than Savage Blade. Katana has nothing good. Great Katana has Tachi Fudo, which is the Empyrean one. Tachi Mume, which is the Prime one. And then... I guess maybe the hybrid weapon skills, like Tachi Jinpu, might do really well. I guess I could take that back about Katana. If you have proper hybrid weapon skills for Katana and Great Katana, like weapon skill setups, for like Blade Chi and stuff, you probably could get close to Savage Blade numbers, or better than if you have enough magic attack bonus. I know that's like a thing, but that's like, it requires like a lot of very specific gear. Club has Judgment, which is pretty much as strong as Savage Blade, but needs more TP than Savage Blade to be better, and also worse skill chain properties. Black Halo is similarly powerful to Savage Blade, but not really quite as. Staff has Full Swing, but that needs like 200% more TP, and it's really not that great anymore. The skill chain properties are dog shit. Archery has Imperial Arrow and Jisnu's Radiance, and neither of those are as strong as Savage Blade. Marksmanship has Last Stand, and then Lead Salute and True Flight, and those can all be stronger than Savage Blade, but they take hyper-specific setups and jobs, so it's just kind of like, eh. That's pretty much all the weapon skills that you have that, like, that's the weapon skill I should use, and they're pretty rough. Pretty rough. I would like to not always be turning towards Savage Blade. Sorry if that seemed like a you know, too tangential, and you're just like, oh god, dude, shut up, I don't give a fuck, just deal with it. What's up, bro? Dude, his face is mad. He's big mad. Oh, we should have looked at those key items. They probably had similar descriptions to the first one, though. And now that my fractured soul has been restored, I can finally understand Calmwind. I know the story that I must share with you. It is a tale that goes back 5,000 years. It explains why the Galcatail Keeper was created. "5,000 years ago, countless lives were extinguished by chaos. They gave birth to numerous world-eater eggs. And then it drew upon the power of the pure crystals in the astral plane in order to raise its offspring. As a result, it upset the equilibrium between the worlds connected to the astral plane. And do you remember what Uren Mafren told Gloom Phantom and the others? Every life is eventually returned to the Mother Crystal. So not only does it give birth to people, but they return there upon death. It is like a great current that flows to the Mother Crystal so that life can be renewed again. However, the balance of this system has been disturbed. As a result, there is a corner of the world where a place of stagnation exists. Life can go there but never leave. Those that are unable to return to the Mother Crystal are therefore incapable of participating in the circle of life. Naturally, that means new life cannot be born. So you see, chaos has managed to corrupt even the very laws of nature itself. However, such monumental changes also serve to awaken the gods within the astral plane from their deep slumber. Odin, the god of darkness, was the first to notice this change in the world. Upon his awakening in the astral plane, Odin searched for the reason why the crystals were losing their power. The voices of the gods are unique in that they cannot be heard by ordinary beings. However, Odin's voice did reach the heart of a lone Galcan child. The Galcan child responded to Odin's query, causing him to cast his gaze upon Vana'diel. There he learned that the stagnation that imprisoned the lives of so many individuals. In response, Odin decided to take down Chaos, the one responsible for this stagnation. Thus, the creatures that were at risk of annihilation were able to receive the God of Darkness's divine protection. The Galcan boy is known as the original Tailkeeper. As a token of gratitude for the boy's assistance, Odin granted the Galca the ability to reincarnate. In addition, he gave the boy his left eye so this tale would always be remembered. Odin's left eye. That is what gives the Tailkeeper the ability to carry on the memories of his people. You see, the Tailkeeper not only inherits the memories of his previous incarnations, but also those of future Tailkeepers as well. So when the time comes, he is capable of remembering everything that was and shall be. However, when I was bound by hatred and became the Shadow Lord, I was defeated and my soul was split in two, causing all of my memories to become jumbled. Perhaps that is why the current Tailkeeper did not notice Odin's call. Odin continues to summon the Tailkeeper so that he may return to the source of his power, Odin's left eye. He realized that in order to defeat Chaos, he would have to be in absolutely peak condition. Calmwind, please convey this to the current Tailkeeper, Gumba. The power of Odin's left eye currently resides within Gumba's soul. You must tell him why that power must be returned to its owner. If he is made aware of that power, I imagine he will give it back to Odin on his own. I do not have much longer. I cannot no longer hold off Chaos in an effort to buy us more time. I'm afraid I can no longer return to Valhalla or the Crystal. However, do not weep for me. This is what I have long yearned for. At last I can finally rest. Dun 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 dun. And Cornelia shows up again. I love him some more. Aww. What a babe. Calm wind, Gumba. Thank you for the enjoyable journey. Obtained key item Raybrim's Memento. This wispy black cloth once belonged to Raybrim, somehow found its way to Dynamis Sarkabard. Head to Bastok Mines and talk to Gumba. Sure thing. That's where all this nonsense started, huh? Also, I'm not sure how I feel about the whole Galkin, like, retconning. Right, like, it was kind of more interesting, in my opinion, when it was just like a racial thing. Like, they just sort of had this Tailkeeper. But at the same time, I guess it had to be magical in some flavor, right? So, this is just the flavor of magic it is. It turns out it's Odin's power. But this whole, like, stagnation with the crystals and such, I thought that, like, it was more related to the one mother crystal being technically separated from Vana'diel itself, and only held, like, there by the crystal line. But no, we don't need to warp anywhere. We need to run to Gumba's house. Come on now. Come on now. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Ugh. My gut's giving me some issues here. I'd really hate to draw this to a quick close, but if it gets too much worse, I might have to. Which really drives me nuts, because I'd much rather record for longer. He's no longer with us. We'll say it in a nice way. You had a feeling, huh? There was no ordinary reincarnation. Aww. I mean, even though he only had half of a soul, he was no different from the rest of us. I don't know. You're right, nobody can predict the future. This is why we must look to the past instead. Okay. Looks more like Genkai's spirit orb. But, whatever. Oh, look, it's Ogby. Sure did. Had a bit too much to drink and fell asleep. The most vivid dream. Holding hands with Cornelia. Yep, this black cloth. Oh, my disciple Cornelia. Oh, okay, so this is a gift from the original Cornelia. I won't. I won't. But to me, he was always Raugrim, because I figured he was Raugrim anyway. I didn't know how they were gonna deliver it to us, but they did. Alright, so we got Cornelia's belt. And that's actually a pretty good belt. It's not like... It's not something we're gonna put to use immediately, but it's haste 10%, and I guess it's strength plus 10, even though they put a colon there, and counter plus 5. So, like, it's actually a really useful belt if you need to hit a haste cap. And, I mean, we don't particularly need that, but it's all jobs, right? So, like, not every job has a strong haste belt option, and you know, like, so it's there, right? And I guess there's an argument to be made that it can be used for counter build as well. It's essentially, though, you know, it's got the same model as the black belt, so it's a black belt for all jobs, more or less. Sorry, monk. Anyway, so the next mission is called Mogles Oblige. And apparently we gotta go talk to our Moogle House Moogle. Maybe they're gonna get in on helping save the world? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the other thing that's kind of insulting about Fencer and Savage Blade, though, is it lets us use a shield. And shield skill and blocking reduces damage we take. So it's actually, like, it's not just that Savage Blade's better offensively, we also gain more defense and a better defensive option. Like, man. I guess we could be using an axe, but I'd have to get myself a halfway decent axe first. Oh, just yesterday, huh? Oh, proud parent, huh? Ceaselessly cleaned your mog house, merrily managed your belongings, and watered your plants. Heard about the trials and tribulations you've been through. Valhalla, the Maelstrom Mage, Chaos. Kupopo! Now I can actually assist you. It's time for us to joyfully join forces, Kupo. We can discuss details at the Stone Circle on the Thane Plateau. I'll be waiting for you there, Kupo. You go on ahead and we'll see each other soon. Okay, I guess we could book warp out there. Interact with the Moogle meeting targetable location on the Thane Plateau at H10 for a cutscene. To get here, you have to exit from Map 3 in Ordell's Caves. To reach this location, you need to run through the caves and exit near Moogle. You can also use the Proto Waypoint to teleport to the Thane Plateau if you have it unlocked. I actually think we do actually have that unlocked. Let's go to Juno and check, because we have to warp there from the Blue Gardens if we do. Oh wait, no, it says head to the Stone Circle first. Whoopsie! Well, we can still use the book warp from here to do that. Oh man. Oh, please, God. Please calm down. Oh, come on. I hate when this happens when I'm recording. Like, I know the sniffling and whatnot gets annoying, and the sneezing and the coughing and any of that actually interrupts, like, the talking and listening experience. But, like, having to cut recording short for any reason just really bothers me. Bothers me a lot more than working the audio slightly or sniffling at you all night long. You're probably like, nah man, I totally prefer your shorter videos. I can actually watch them in a single sitting. They're not boring, or as boring, because they end sooner. Okay, it's time to hop on them out. Swing. We'll just prime our warp ring here. Stone circle's west of that pond, so the Ephemer. Yeah, I'm still feeling like the Voracious Resurgence's story is kind of all over the place. Like, let's just, like, think about how it started out, right? Like, you know, we go to Bastok, where the Destiny Destroyers are after Raybrim. And they're after Raybrim because he smelled like or had the eggshell of a World Eater egg on him. Then we had a fashion show. Then we went to Windurst, where like we had to feed Roland Berry to Koopy B, so she would tell us about, what was it, someone who came to Windurst or something? Don't remember, like we had to fight what was like that Beastmaster out there to learn about the Maelstrom Mage for the first time or something, with the Star Onion Brigade. And it was like an elven female who was extremely hot. Then we went to Sandioria, where like Prince Treon was having to ask someone to the ball, but like we were trying to get someone to go investigate the orcs and the World Eater egg. And then we met X and Mill up north, who did just that. We fought some orcs who were powered up by the World Eater egg. So we were like still figuring out what the World Eater egg was. Then we went out to Ottergon to look around for more World Eater eggs, where we ran into Gerezu Horezu's like mind enslaved, you know, beings in the form of Rishvi and other dead characters, you know, like Soulflare and then like whatnot. And then like we went through the whole Oldwum civilization with the Puppet Master workshop people, trying to figure out about that for some reason. And the old creature Falak or whatever that they like split, which turned out was like born from a World Eater egg. And then we like met the Corsairs who had run into a whale who was related to the Apkalu King, and we had to get like a wind orb or whatever the fuck it was for the Apkalu King. Then we went to Raisin Jima and like helped out Yagudos and learned about like Yagudo backstory, and learned that apparently the Yagudos fought like a mini chaos that hatched from a World Eater egg like some like 100 years ago or something. Then we fought Urin Mothrin, and he nearly killed us in the Quicksand Caves after he kidnapped Raybrim, because he figured out Raybrim was the Tailkeeper, because he was trying to open the gate to Valhalla. Then I don't remember what she did there. We had to fight Mott, who had ingested World Eater egg power. He kicked our ass. Then we had to fight, what was it, like a Gigas, because we were trying to figure out stuff about Chaos, and he got mad or something because of the Destiny Destroyers. And then, whew, man, like it's just like it's all over the place. You get it. Now we're talking to our fucking Moogle. Oh, Cooper Freed. Thou art to take up the prime weapon and wield it to great purpose. Dost thou remember me? I am Cooperfried. The god of darkness, Odin, hath sent his demon servant to instruct me on how to guide the people of this land. It is of no small import that I have summoned thee and this Moogle here today. I am afraid that the situation is much more grim than the one 5,000 years ago, though, Kupo. Upon its appearance in Valhalla, Chaos was accompanied by the Maelstrom Mage. Two entities with such power betwixt them is quite the conundrum, Kupo. Chaos draws upon an endless supply of magic from the astral plane, and then bequeaths that magic unto the Maelstrom Mage so that he can wield various spells, Kupo. Of those spells, thou must be especially careful of his ability to project powerful phantoms. What is this, Elden Ring? Thou hast already faced the peril of a Phantom of Chaos, yes? The Maelstrom Mage appears to be capable of producing such powerful phantoms endlessly, Kupo. Furthermore, he is a masterful manipulator of those who are weak of will. That's why I believe Odin hath ordered that the Maelstrom Mage be defeated first, Kupo. 'Tis why we need thy assistance, however I fear even that will not be enough. We must also call upon the assistance of the most powerful beastmen to be found in the remote reaches of the land. That's where we come in, Kupo. You see, we Moogles proudly participated in the battle 5,000 years ago. However, we are not particularly potent fighters, Kupo. Therefore, we served as messengers so that we can unite the wild and woolly world of beastmen. Unfortunately, the world has faced the same situation as 5,000 years ago. There is still great animosity between many of them, Kupo. It would help our cause greatly if we can forge a bond between them, Kupo. Therefore, much like 5,000 years ago, we must restore the great kingdom of Kupalika. It is not a pursuit where we can afford to make many mistakes. 5,000 years ago, there was a kind and gentle Moogle who went by the moniker of Mogustus. Mogustus? Oh my god. Mogustus has entrusted us with the most difficult negotiations. He frequently found himself surrounded by many hot-tempered beastmen. However, he refused to give up on his task. Though his palm did not escape unscathed, he was successful in his rather earnest endeavor. After the battle, Mogustus was accepted by many of the beastmen, and none dared to attack him again, Kupo. It served as a promise of peace and prosperity, and that is how the Moogle kingdom of Kupalika was founded. It was my duty as the kingdom's 7th sovereign to ensure that it lived on, Kupo. However, a great struggle erupted betwixt us Moogles. Our kingdom, one born from the forging of powerful bonds, was doomed to failure once its own internal bonds bitterly broke. Yes, such bonds are incredibly important, Kupo. Forgive my failing of focus, but I need thee to understand, Kupo. Thou must understand what is truly important. I know, we must reforge the broken bonds so we can come together once more, Kupo. To that end, there's something we must ask of thee, Kupo. There are a number of powerful warriors who have gathered to offer us their amicable assistance. They are currently training in order to take on the Maelstrom Mage and Chaos, Kupo. However, there is a group of belligerent beastmen among them that refuse to fight by our side. No Moogles, nor even myself, have been able to convince them otherwise, Kupo. Kupopo, they refused you too, King Cooperfried? Indeed, I believe our only hope is for the two of you to personally plead our case to them. The two of you? You wish for me to accompany Calm-Wind, Kupo? Yes, you have both known each other for some time now. You are actually aware of each other's strengths, Kupo. Yes, you're right. I promise to do my best, Kupo. I ask that ye be careful. An encounter may go beyond mere words and require immediate intervention. If so, I'll be sure to hastily hide behind my magnificent master, Kupo. King Kupo Freed, where should the Moogles go? Very well, leave it to me, Kupo. Now then, we must arrange to meet up. Let's head to the bottom of the cliffs to the south of here, Kupo. We must traverse Odell's caves in order to get there, though. It can be a most treacherous trek. I'll go ahead, Kupo. Okay, so we gotta go there now. And we can go there by the way I was gonna go at the start of this, but I didn't go because I had to come here first. Alright. So, we want to go to Juno to check and see if we can just take the proto waypoint. Because if we can, we'll wind up right exactly where we need to be. And the reward for this quest is actually a belt that is considered one of the better damage reduction belts in the game. And so that'll be nice to incorporate into our damage taken set. Assuming that we can win this fight we're about to have to do. Assuming we can go there right away. Assuming. Making an ass out of you and me. Please take me to Lathane Plateau. Yay. Our Let's Play globe-trotting and doing every little thing that we think is of value is paying off again. Although my network thing just dipped down to 94, I don't like that. If there's something I hate more than ending a video early, it's a video getting ended early by my ISP shitting on me. I don't know how strong these guys are going to be, but I've grown to like an Iroha too. I've actually been able to beat the Shinryu high tier battlefield because of her. So she's kind of nice. And it's all because of her TP move from the ashes that regenerates like 3 to 400 MP to all your characters, and also I think 3 to 400 health. And then just the fact that she helps put up Protectra and Shelra is also very handy. We don't need the Geomantic Reservoir, we need whatever the Moogle meaty place is. Meeting. There we go, Moogle meeting. Let's see. I'm not reading Giga speak. Spikehelm Argok. Yeah, I agree. Why should we listen to what people have to say? Give me prime weapon. How many times do we have to explain this to them, Kupo? Master. We need your help here, Kupo. May I have your attention, Kupo? This here is my mighty Moogle Master. Yes, the very same adventurer responsible for restoring the legendary prime weapon, Kupo. Kupo? You don't think such a feat is worthy of being considered a heralded hero? Kupopo! That's easy for you to say. Think about it, Kupo. Nobody was able to do it for thousands of years. Nobody could do it. Nobody thought about doing it. In fact, nobody even tried to learn how to do it, Kupo. Nobody but my marvelous master here, that is. Do you see what I'm saying? It's easy to follow in the footsteps of others, Kupo. This is a better way. Have you tried it this way? You should follow my suggestion. Naturally, adhering to such suggestions is not wrong. It's both prudent and proper to heed the wisdom of others. However, it is the courage to suddenly stray from the path that leads to new discoveries, Kupo. That's what it means to be an adventurer, Kupo. Furthermore, that's what makes my master such an awe-inspiring adventurer. I feel like this is meta talk for trying stupid strats. People can't be trusted. Okay. Joining forces requires a strong hero. My master is very strong. Strong in arms, strong in will, and strong in luck, Kupo. If a Moogle says it is so, then you know it is true. In that case, we must have a test of strength. It is the only way. Kupo! Kupo! Master, it looks like I made them mad, Kupo. Forgive me my feeble negotiation skills. Oh, saw that coming, right? Bum, 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 bum. Wait, are we actually going inside of fucking Ruhat's silver mine? Man, I summoned my trust out here for nothing? God damn it. Okay, so the troll is a red mage, the Antican is a black mage, the Gigas is a monk, and the orc is a dark knight. So we should probably take out the black mage first. So I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. Let's do this shit. Did the Lionel not jump up there? Okay, well. We might as well use our magnificent powers. Could we switch to the red mage, please? Oh man, are my trusts silenced? This could be bad. Okay, Sanguine Blade does full work. We'll be fine. Whenever Sanguine Blade actually works, we'll always just be fine. Although our trusts don't seem to be healing us. Our trusts don't seem to be healing us. Trust, why aren't you healing me? Trust, please. Oh my god. I should have stayed in range and did Sanguine Blade. Wow. Oh wait, we had re-raise. Okay. Except I guess it doesn't matter too much that we had re-raise. It's just gonna kill us again. Theoretically, if we can get far enough away, we can resummon Trust and try again slightly. Now, how did my trusts get silenced? Because they weren't doing anything. Maybe we needed to have attacked the red mage first. Let's take a look. Oh, no, it was the Antica. Okay. So, no, we attacked the right target first. No, I just did a loud fart. If you're hearing that, I am sorry. My gut is not being kind to me right now. Man, how much time did we have in this? 15 minutes, it said. So we don't have, like, a shit ton of time exactly. I feel stupid though. I should have. I really should have. You should have just stayed in range and did Sanguine Blade again, because we would have been fine. We'll kill the troll next, and then him, and then him. Okay, just gonna try to rest a little bit, see what kind of resting we got going on in here. We lose TP when we rest. Okay, we might as well. Not bother then. Okay. Let me move. Let me move! Oh my god! I seriously got animation locked by 2 spells? Are you fucking kidding me? Man, fuck this. I am not a happy camper right now. For multiple reasons. Not least of which is just the fact that, like, I did one wrong move, and my trust, like, didn't heal me, and then I lose. And I waste time, and get mad. Like, such... It's fucking annoying, man. I can beat fucking Shinryu high tier battlefield, but I can't beat this fucking stupid fight in one try. Granted, it's Shinryu high tier battlefield on very easy, but that's still I-119 Shinryu, so you know, not exactly a cakewalk. Also really goes to show you how powerful buffs are, because Shinryu does way more damage than that Chaos fight, and has way more HP than that Chaos fight we did with the Chaos illusion, so. Okay. Once more with feeling. I don't know why Valineral isn't doing his Uriel Blade. Probably another one of those stupid oh, he's not, you know, they're not technically the same party, blah blah blah. That's a hate reset. Just full time with the damage taken set. Nothing to see here, folks. What a... Tonight's not my night, man. Finally got to be with my girl. We just didn't have a good time. Then I got 3 freaking losses to that. Oh no, I guess it was 2 losses to that stupid Chaos illusion. And somehow it's already 6 AM. What the fuck? Just not feeling it. Gonna hoist you by your own petard there, Tethys. 100 fists on a warrior is not a good idea. There you go. The hash is settled. Get out of my fucking face. Now, how long is the stupid cutscene we gotta go through? Sudden demons. Duke Alices. Briefed on our plans, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Damn evil Taru Taru. Okay. Yep, I can handle him. Okay, nothing mind-shattering is being said here at all. The real chaos to reveal itself, okay. What do you mean, dude? His left eye has to be restored as well? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Okay. Now, at some point in the past, this was actually like the last Voracious Resurgence mission that they had released, and this belt was the only thing that came from it. And I think that was sometime in the late of last year, because Voracious Resurgence actually, its final mission came in very early this year in the spring of 2023. But you see, this belt is all jobs, HP plus 10%, magic evasion plus 15. Huge! And then the damage taken minus 3% is actually just icing on top. So we want to go ahead and shove that into our damage taken setups, because even though we're going to lose out on, I guess, haste, we get the magic evasion. And maybe someday we'll get some Sacpatas or something that has way more magic evasion as well. We're off to a good start with this set, but it's, you know, it's not anything to write home about. Although, let's look at it. Let's see, 6, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33, 70, 50, 74. Or 54. At 54 damage taken, we could actually take a piece out, probably, and substitute it in with something slightly better. Maybe. Although, I don't know. Because once you get to 50% damage taken, you don't actually gain anything. from it, unless you have something that lets you break the 50%, half damage taken cap. But the belt's still worth it for the HP and the magic evasion, so it's still worthwhile. Still worthwhile. And now we are actually going to be on the final mission of the Voracious Resurgence. And all that's left to us to do is go get some more cutscenes, and then we'll be able to enter the final fight. But the final fight is a two-parter. And we have to fight Gorezu Horezu. And apparently he's pretty rough. He's a black mage / red mage. And then we have to fight actual chaos. And for actual chaos, we have to use prime weapon stage 2. And for actual chaos, I'm pretty sure we will want actual players. And so I'm gonna have to like shout for a group. And so I don't know when the next video will be once we get along and get over there. It'll just depend on how long it takes me to find a group. But yeah, I guess it could be worse. But let's go get those cutscenes so that whenever we do get a group, we don't have to like wait on. Although I'm sure some people who get to this mission, they just go shout for the group first. Whatever. Any weapon can damage chaos, but weapons other than a second stage prime weapon deal 70% less damage and cannot land the killing blow. Lore accurate boss. Yay! We'll be assisted by Guribu, Ogribu, and Midada. I wonder who they are. Maybe they're Lutete's ancestors or something? They're, we're in Valhalla, they should be dead, and they made it their last mission to stop Gorezu Horezu, so full on Taru shenanigans. And then a bunch of other dead people, it looks like. That'd be interesting. Do they seem different? No, not really. Special demonic training. It felt like we died 1,000 deaths. It was so traumatic I have no memories of it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you said this last time, dude. You sound like a broken record. I'm beginning to think this demon is more of a robot than a demon. I mean, he's even, like, chrome. My ear tube is, like, suddenly itching like crazy. Super cool costume made for me like Fanta stocks. I learned about things I never wanted to know. Marry the mandragora of my dreams, huh? My plans? Well, I am gonna get married in real life. Most accurate would be do nothing. We'll say get married. I guess it's also important for your kind to spread pollen. Yay! If we lose, death will be the least of our worries. Yeah, you can say that again. So now, the fastest way there is to just go back to Bastak and then teleport into the castle. And apparently there's some epilogue quests. Where we get costumes and a bunch of Mott's concoctions and a level 1 monk hand-to-hand weapon. Well, that'll be something. And apparently the ability to get Voracious Psyche from the peculiar notorious monsters? Huh. I'm mainly in this to get my ring. There's a bunch of good rings to choose from. Some of them are far better than others, although they all have, like, they're all so good as to be considerable. So it's not a clear choice like with the cop rings back in the day. But I've actually decided on the one I want already. Although I think most people choose the one that has weapon skill damage on it because they're like, oh my god, that's so much weapon skill damage. They usually, a lot of older players with older characters have options that make that ring quite clearly their best bet. Although there's a ring that's really good for TP phase that a lot of people also choose that has like 10 store TP and 10 haste and 10 critical hit rate. But I'm probably going to choose the one that's a bunch of stats. And then there's one that's like a souped up defending ring, but it's not really that great, so. Yes. Pretty sure this is just still the cutscene. We're not actually going into the fight yet. Oh, wow. That's interesting. There, is that the underworld? I can't let you do that, Dave. You already know that, you fool. You really are full of yourself. I've come here to give you a good pummeling. No, you are the fools for wasting the Shadow Lord's sacrifice. However, I must say that your choice is somewhat unexpected. Wasting time due to indecision. Already in battle of chaos, huh? For example, you and I are of the same race. Have you noticed those like us are actually outsiders in the war against chaos? Have you ever wondered why I'm not in any danger from chaos? The truth is, chaos does not consume those that are like me. Well, what? You're lying. What does this mean? I heard about the story from chaos. Chaos was originally a dragon that resided in a world known as Paradise. The world was a beautiful and peaceful place populated by a race known as the Zillert. One day, however, a terrible incident occurred which led to the world's destruction. The sense of order within the world was forever altered and was apparently reborn as a new world known as Vanadiel. One of the last surviving dragons felt that this transformation was the world being poisoned. Therefore, in an effort to purify the world and restore it to its former status, it began consuming that which did not originate from Paradise. At first, it began consuming the crystals that covered the planet, which led to its metamorphosis into a terrestrial avatar. It also continued to devour any newly born races that happened to appear before it. However, it was not able to contain the concept of evolution that pervaded Vanadiel. The place became overrun with hideous beings, such as yourselves. Have you rather dim wits managed to keep up so far? As such, there's no reason to destroy those like myself, because we descend directly from the Zillert. Is this all true? I've never heard of it. Could this all be a lie? Maybe it's all a plan to seize the weapon from their side. No, not at all, for when we last spoke you had already made your choice. You chose to not discard the weapon. In other words, you chose to oppose me. However, we are one and the same. This is why I'm telling you the truth now. Furthermore, I have a question to ask of you. How would you like to acquire Chaos's power as your own and attain absolute perfection? Absolute perfection. I do not mean to say that we will become the Zillart people that Chaos so desires. No, I mean that we shall become terrestrial avatars like Chaos itself. Terrestrial avatars? You mean those things that eat all the crystals? That's correct. I see you were paying attention to the story of how Chaos became a terrestrial avatar and began devouring crystals. However, we would not utilize the same method as Chaos. We can absorb the power needed for the transformation from the crystals in the astral plane through Chaos and then convert it into our flesh and blood. Well, have I piqued your interest yet? Are you serious? Is such a thing really possible? I have refined my theory over many years of research. There exists a theory known as the spiral theory. I have studied numerous souls within Valhalla, and it became clear that the difference between success and failure simply came down to the size of the soul's vessel. That just left the need to make improvements to the body and soul. Of course, the process required a very large quantity of souls. The souls residing within Valhalla were simply not enough. Therefore, I decided to utilize the souls of the people of Venedial as well. That is why I must return to Venedial. Wait, this all sounds kind of dangerous. Silence. This matter does not concern you, beastmen. If you desire to abandon your current mortal coil and become a terrestrial avatar, aid me in my resurrection. No way, man. You're crazy Tarutaru. I don't fuck with your shit. We value very different things. Calm Wind is a brave hero beyond reproach. However, you are an enemy to beastmen, people living and dead in Venedial itself. You could not be more wrong. The true enemy of the world is the one who denies the existence of new possibilities and clings to the foolish choices of the past. Dun 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 dun. Well. Now comes the battle, but we're out of time basically, and also, like I said, we're gonna need to get a shout group for it. We are not, as far as I'm aware, we are not strong enough to do it by ourselves, so we'll have to wait on that. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day, and I'll see you again next time.